Okay, so skill number 3 are the 3 most essential math habits. Okay, now in order to maximize your score on the math, you can't miss questions for which you really know the math, right? This is all about careless mistakes and silly mistakes or oops or whatever you want to call it. But the problem with careless mistakes is that, well, you do care, but you do it anyway. So they're not about careless, they're about habits. You have to change the way you work through math questions. You have to change how you use your pencil. You have to change the sometimes like the process by which you go through math questions. Okay? If you miss these types of questions, and I would say almost everyone does in the beginning, and for most students in the beginning, these types like bad math habits is the reason for missing somewhere between 2 and 5 questions per each math section, which is anywhere from 1 to 4 points. It's real points. You have to fix this first. Okay? The most common bad math habit mistakes are, for one, answering the wrong question, right? Like answering for the perimeter instead of the area. Okay? Just testing that out. Yeah. Okay. So if you answer what the perimeter is, but they ask for the area, or if you answer what X is, but they asked for Y, something like that. Okay. And almost everyone does this. So we'll talk about the fixes in a minute. Another one is doing some silly arithmetic error, like usually negatives. If there's negatives involved, it's really easy to just miss a negative or turn it into a positive or something like that. Okay, so that's an area, especially with negatives, that you have to be very attentive to. And then the last one is circling the wrong answer on the bubble sheet. So a lot of students will actually get an answer, let's say 15, and then go and circle 13 on the bubble sheet. And it's like somehow you if you don't do the fix, which is writing down your own answer and circling it, then it's really easy to lose track of just in a second what you actually got. It's incredible how often this happens. Okay, so to fix these, you have to do this. You have to underline the question part of the question, and I'll show you an example of that. You have to write more than you think you need to write every step, even small ones, and you have to circle your own answer before bubbling. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean by this. So in this case, we have this question. Boaters use 5 small flags of different colors to send messages to people in other boats. All 5 flags are flown on one pole, and the messages are conveyed by the order of the flags from the top of the pole downward. In how many different orders can the 5 flags be flown? So we start working through it. And in this case, I would suggest what I call this method of the slot method. And you can put 5 in the first one, and you can put 4 in the next one, and you can put 3 in the next one. Don't worry about the math too much. I'm going quickly because I just want to show you. But I'm writing everything, all right? And then we're going to multiply those. 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And we're going to get 120, okay? And now we're going to write down 120. And we are going to circle it every single time. We're also going to make sure we underline the question part of the question. In how many different orders can 5 flags be flown? You do all of that, and then it doesn't disappear automatically like it does on this video, but then you circle it, okay? So you have to do all of those parts for every single question, okay? Doing these 3 things will eliminate most so-called careless mistakes. In the beginning, you will have to force yourself to do these things, right? That's what habits mean. You do them automatically, right? In the beginning, you won't, but then you will, okay? In the beginning, you have to be very conscious about it. You should write the 3 new habits on a Post-it and put it on your desk where you do your homework so that you remember to do these things, okay? Otherwise, it's just very easy to forget. Some students have bigger problems with these kinds of mistakes and need a little more intervention. For students like that, tutoring is probably a good idea to have an expert figure out exactly what the problems are and how to fix them. But these 3 encompass most students' issues with bad math habits. You can fix it.